Hi everyone, welcome to this week's crystal reading, or pick a stone, pick an item reading. I'm so excited for this one today. It is about 7:30 a.m. for me. I am over on the East Coast of the US. It is such a beautiful time in the morning to meditate, to connect, to open the Akashic Records, and I feel very excited about what's going to come through for you today. So if you're new here, all you have to do is pick one of these stones, and whatever stone draws to you, you're going to click ahead, and then I'm going to open the records for the group of the stone. And what that basically means is the Akashic Records are this vibratory energetic space that we can open to receive information and messages from our spirit guides, our spirit team, from loved ones on the other side that are here to help support us on our journey. And I'm going to be able to open that frequency to channel and see what they want to share for you. I do want to say that this is a generalized reading, so it's not going to be specifically, the whole 10-minute reading might not be, oh, I resonate with all 10 minutes of this. It could possibly be you resonate with that image of whatever came through and you're like, oh, that was for me. Or you might resonate with 2 minutes of the reading and you're going, that's what I needed to hear today, right? And all time does not exist in the Akashic Records. What does that mean? It basically means that whether you're listening to this the day that it comes out, a week from now, 2 years from now, and you come across this reading in this video, it's for you right now. There's something here for you to know. There's no time with these messages. It's for you right now and what you need to hear. I also want to say a quick thank you for being here. If you found this channel or if you've been following me on Instagram, I so appreciate your support. It is not easy to put myself out here like this and to be so open and vulnerable with this kind of a work. So if this resonates with you, if anything in this reading calls to your heartstrings and really resonates with you and what you're going through right now, please like this video, share it, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to start a community here on YouTube and be able to talk with you guys and connect with you more directly in this way, especially when it comes to reading the Akashic Records, and this work is just so powerful. So thank you for being here again, and thank you for your support. So let's go ahead and start. Feel free to check out the other videos that I posted. Those are readings for the past couple of weeks. There might be messages in those videos for you as well. The first, yeah, I guess it's a crystal gemstone. It's a buffalo. It's a yellow buffalo. So if this yellow buffalo is calling to you, if you already know that this yellow buffalo is your reading, go ahead and skip ahead to the timestamp I put in the comments. The second is going to be another power animal. It's going to be this clear crystal bunny. And I got this when I was 16. When I had my first session with a shaman, and yeah, that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I've had this for 10 years. But in that session, she told me that my power animal was a bunny, but it was growing with me as I grow up, and I could kind of feel it now with me. So that was a really cool experience. And then also the same exact thing happened during that shamanic experience. I also received the owl totem, which is how I came into getting this bunny and this owl. But the third item is this pink owl. And during that shamanic experience, I was also shown an owl. So my bunny and my owl have been with me for a really long time. But you pick what you feel called. So if you want, the first item is going to be that buffalo. The second item is going to be this clear bunny. And the third item is going to be our pink owl. Go ahead, skip below, click your timestamp, and I'll see you there. Hi, Yellow Buffalo group. Thanks for being here today. I want to first start out and say the very first message as I was opening the Akashic Records for you was power, 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 power. I love this. I love this feeling, this vibration. If you did pick this, inner power, life is bringing a lot of situations and a lot of things towards you right now. That's all about cultivating and really drawing out your inner power. It is testing you in a way that's causing you to find some sort of inner strength that you may have never knew that you had. And what's beautiful about this, they're saying inner power, and literally call on the buffalo. Call on the buffalo, because there's something so graceful and beautiful, sacred, and strong about buffalo itself. So literally look up buffalo, look up what the spiritual totem for buffalo might be, and know that you're getting a beautiful opportunity either right now or happening soon that's going to help draw out your inner power. And it could be something so simple. So they don't want you to think it's a big thing. They don't want you to think, oh, what's going to draw out my inner power? Is it going to be something in my relationship? Is it going to be something in my work? What could this kind of test of power be? And it can be small. So what I want you to know is that test of power might mean that you are in the grocery store and you see someone that needs help in the grocery store. I'm actually seeing an older person, their cane falls. And some people would look away. Some people might just look away and go, oh, that's nothing. But you might go, well, they do need help. They are vulnerable. Can I use my ability and my power in that moment to be of service and to help pick up the cane for this older shopper? That is actually a test of power. That's a test of vulnerability. That's a test of putting yourself out there. And I know most people right here are saying, why wouldn't everyone do that? Why wouldn't everyone help someone in the grocery store that they saw needed help, or help someone load their groceries in their car if they saw them struggling to do that at the grocery store? You would be surprised at how many people don't do those kind of acts of kindness, how many people really don't do that. This is actually a psychological thing. It's called the bystander effect, where when something happens, everyone else around them goes, oh, someone else will help. Oh, that person over there will do it. Oh, that person over there will help put the groceries in the cart for that older gentleman, right? That's the bystander effect. We automatically assume we don't have to do it because someone else will do it. And you'll see that a lot. I'm getting group work. This might pertain to your work life. I'm getting group work. If you are in a community or group work, some other people might go, oh, if I don't do it by Thursday night at midnight, so-and-so will do it for me. That's one less thing that I have to do on my to-do list. It's that sense of you may be asked to show up in a way that is asking you to step up, asking you to show that authentic empowerment, asking you to step up to the plate, and asking you to show up in a way that is empowering for you, but how you help empower other people. So that's two questions I have for you right now that's coming through your reading. What do you do in your life? What actions, what passions, what things do you do in your life that allow you to feel empowered? And I don't mean you taking power, right? I mean, empowered, authentic empowerment. What allows you to feel authentically empowered in your life? Is it when you sing? Is it when you're in that flow of dance and you have that passion for dance? Is it when you can help your clients really, or help people really find strength in all that they are? You help people you love, your friends or family, find strength in hard situations. That's an empowerment that you help people find. So what do you do that helps you feel empowered about yourself, and how do you use that, or how do you help empower other people and help people find their kind of authentic empowerment? So those are two questions. Those are some things that you could journal out and start thinking about. I'm going to go in and ask what else they want to share about you. They want you to know that you're intuitive. I think that whoever's here listening on the other side of the screen, no matter what time it is, you may have had doubts. Do I have ability? Do I have this sixth sense? Do I have abilities to be able to connect with my spirit guides, to connect to source, to universe, to my soul, to my highest self? You do. Absolutely, you do. So if you've been questioning, am I intuitive? Am I psychic? Can I connect to this world, to this other side, to these higher dimensional places? Yes, you do. You have that ability. So dive deep into that self-development. Cultivate that if that's what you really want. Do some work around third eye opening. Do some work around self-development. You have that. You absolutely have that. If you've even had the question, do I have this ability? The answer was yes. The answer was yes all along. Beautiful. I also want you to know I'm seeing a white horse, and basically you're riding this white horse. You're riding it, and then you get off, and it's a beautiful day. You're riding this horse. Then you take care of the horse. You sweep the horse. You brush its tail, right? I asked what that meant. What is this meaning? So I don't know if someone who's listening has a horse or wants to start riding again. Do it. I would say do it. Go for it. They're showing you have a horse. Now, the zoomed out message that I receive here, the second layer of this message is a lot of us in this group are very sensitive when it comes to relationships or sensitive when it comes to our relationship with animals. You might feel called to start working with animals in some way. You might feel called to work at an animal shelter. You might feel called to help animals be adopted by families in your local community. You may find yourself wanting to adopt a pet for your family or for yourself. So you do have, so it actually goes along with they're saying that you are intuitive. You do have intuitive gifts, because what they're saying is you may not have intuitive gifts when it comes to your everyday life, where it feels like it's so hard for me to connect with people, for me to pick up on energy of people, for me to be in the workspace and feel good and clear and clean and aligned. A space that you may create for yourself is taking care of animals, because animals are very sensitive, animals are very intuitive, animals pick up on amazing things. They are very in tune with our connection to them. They understand us in such a deep way other humans can't a lot of times. So this is, if you want to develop your intuition or kind of cultivate that sensitivity within you, to develop that sixth sense or those multi-sensory aspects of who you are, work with animals, especially horses. I don't know that, especially horses. Work with animals, adopt, help animals find a loving home, connect with animals, and you'll find your sensitivity to people grows. When you are working so much with animal adoption agencies, with animal care centers, with animal volunteering your time to work with animals, or riding a horse once a week, right? Or getting to know and taking care of a horse or an animal. You'll notice when you're around people, when you go back to work on Monday after spending the weekend with your horse, let's say you go back to work on Monday, you'll find you've changed. The energy of the people you're around when you go back to work feels different. And all of a sudden you realize you're starting to read the energy of the people you were around. But what was interesting is you were around your pet for so long, you started to tune in and read their energy. You got used to what they felt like being around you. And then all of a sudden you go and you're in a space with a lot of people, and all of a sudden it feels different. And being with so-and-so in a meeting feels different. And being at lunch with so-and-so feels different. All of a sudden, you've started to read energy. You've started to read the energy of your environment, of the living beings that you're around. And you're going to have to ask yourself, what do you feel like when you're around and in those scenarios, really? So you are intuitive. You do have those gifts. It might just show up in a different way. And as you do more work with animals, or you give time to animals, or you spend time with a horse, I love this. I want to spend time with a horse. You may notice when you go back to work or you start spending your time with people, you feel different. You feel more sensitive, you change. So that is a message for you. I'm going to reiterate our Yellow Buffalo group, empowerment, self-empowerment, how you empower yourself, how you cultivate self-empowerment and authentic empowerment in other people that you're around, how you're of service in doing that. Also, you are intuitive, you are sensitive. You just may not be in an environment that cultivates or helps grow that sensitivity. So if you're around animals, or you feel like being in service of animals and want to help and volunteer, then you'll notice being around the energy of animals, that sensitivity that you have with them, will then carry out through your relationships with people, and you'll start to be able to read the energy of individuals better and better and better, just by you spending time with animals. And I think that's beautiful. Thank you for that message. It was a beautiful message to be able to share. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please message me, please follow me on Instagram, and we can connect that way, and you can chat with me about this reading if you feel called to do so. I also offer individual specific readings for you. So if you feel called to get a reading that is just for you in your Akashic records, and you have some of those bigger questions you want to ask, my website is down below, and I hope to see your name pop up on my email and that we get to connect. And I'm honored. I am honored to hold space and to share space with you on your journey. Thank you for being here. Hi, welcome. Clear Bunny group, Crystal Bunny group, I should say. Welcome. The very first thing that I received when I opened your Akashic records were clean up. You were doing cleanup, or they were asking you to clean up. So I feel like some of you are laughing because you're looking around your room or your office or your bedroom or wherever you are watching this video right now, and you're going, yeah, I could probably clean up my house. Yeah, I could probably clean my apartment. But cleanup, there's layers to this. Let's dive into those layers of cleanup for this bunny group. First layer is literally clean your physical apartment, clean your house, clean your home. And the reason why is because if you can clean your space, have a clear energy in your space, the space that you spend most of your time, if it's clean and it lifts you up and you walk into that room and it's so crisp and clean and it smells good, and you have the candle on or the essential oil diffuser on, and you walk into that space, you're going to feel better. If you want to immediately make yourself feel better, clean your space. Not only does that clean the physical 3D environment of that space, it also cleans up the energy of that space. It allows that space to breathe. It allows that space to vibrate in a way that feels good to you. And when you feel good, you raise the vibration of where you're at. So clean your space, have a good clean space so that you can think and have more mental clarity, so that you can emotionally feel better, and so that you can feel just relaxed and good and not have to think about it. They don't want you to keep wasting energy thinking about how often you have to do the dishes or clean or make the bed. Just do it. If you do it, it's done. And you don't have to keep wasting the mental energy to think about how you should do something because you've already done it. Okay. So clean. Organization, cleaning, do all that. The other thing is you're cleaning up a lot in your life. So what that might mean is you are washing away an old relationship that doesn't serve you. You're tying that, you're untying the cords there. You're cutting it loose. You're cleaning up certain areas in your life. And that might look like you are cleaning up a situation that happened 3 to 6 months ago that you feel you haven't had closure on yet. That might look like you're reaching out for closure. That might look like you're giving someone closure. That might look like you're writing an apology email, an apology letter to a coworker or to a dear friend or to an ex-lover that you've hurt. That might look like you're reaching out and you're doing cleanup work so that you feel like you've been heard, you feel like you've done what you needed to do in that relationship in order to move on, in order to clean it up, in order to be able to give closure or to get closure and moving on. So it's really about doing cleanup. They're calling you right now the cleanup crew for yourself. You're the cleanup crew for yourself. No one's going to step in and hold your hand and go, you should clean your house. You should call that person that you gossiped about and they overheard you in the office lounge and let them know you're sorry because you realize you hurt them. No one's going to directly say this to you. No one's that direct unless they're a really good friend and they're very honest with you about most things. Most people are not going to hold your hand through those little scenarios, but they add up. Here's the thing, they add up. Every little raindrop. Oh, I like this. I like this. I can't wait to tell you. Every little raindrop adds up to be a storm. Every little raindrop will eventually add up to be a storm, right? And those little raindrops are these little areas of our life when we didn't clean our room for a week, when we haven't done laundry for 2 weeks and we don't feel like it, when we leave the dishes for a week because we just don't feel like it. But we spend all this energy and this mental energy and the emotion behind it going, oh, I really don't want to clean, but I have to. I really don't want to do this. I'm going to procrastinate on it. You spend that much more time and energy not wanting to do something. And when these little raindrops come in your life, whether it's relationships that you feel like you need to mend, you need to call your mom, you need to call your sister, or you should reach out to someone that you feel like the relationship just got really rocky and doesn't really feel good, but you need closure there, or you feel like they need closure for what you've done or said. Now's the time. This is the energy. It's the time to do that. If you've wondered, well, the time will appear to me. The time will present itself. It'll come in divine timing. I don't want to rush that. Like I said, no one else is going to hold your hand and force you to do that. You have to take the time to do it. You have to do it. So this might look like you saying, I've really thought about how my ex-partner hurt me. And I really thought about how they asked for forgiveness and I didn't give that to them. And I'm at a place now where I feel healed enough to be able to send them that email or that text or that letter and go, I see you for the soul that you are. I see you, you're human. You are on your journey and on your path. And I release you and I forgive you for all that you've done to me, because you no longer hold control or power over me anymore. You do not have power over me. I have my own power. I hold within me my own power. I control myself and my power. You don't. And in saying that, right, in saying that, I forgive you. I bring closure to the situation. I'm letting you go now. And what's interesting about those types of situations is they're very healing. And a lot of times we don't do that until we're ready, but a lot of times we don't know we're ready until we do it, right? A lot of times we don't know we're ready for something until we do it. So that's one thing that's coming through for you all. And I hope that helps you on your journey. I hope that gives you the green light to go forward and to create your own closure for yourself, create your own closure to be able to reach out to those vulnerable areas, those raindrops in your life that you can clean up, that you can make amends, that you can move on from, because you can. It's heal. You're doing a lot of self-healing in this cleanup. And also do your dishes. Wash those dishes, make your bed, start making your bed, and see how that feels every day when you wake up and you make your bed and then you go into your room later that day and it feels good in there. Yeah, so that is the first little message for the bunny. I'm going to see what else they want to share with you. Okay, so this other message they want to share with you is you may feel like you're alone in a lot of different areas of your life when you're doing cleanup. Like let's say you're in a relationship or a marriage and you feel like you were the only one doing those dishes and you're just not going to do it anymore. You need to verbalize this before it gets to the point to where you're falling off the cliff and you're floating in space by yourself. They want you to verbalize what you need before you get to that point. You have to be proactive. You have to advocate for yourself, because a lot of times other people don't understand or realize or notice you need that they need to help you advocate for yourself. A lot of people don't see or realize that advocating is needed. They just don't. They're so wrapped up in their own minds and their own to-do list and their own energy. It can be very hard for them to go, oh, did you need me to do that for you and help support you? I thought you enjoyed doing the dishes because you did it so much. And you're going, no, I did the dishes because you never did the dishes, right? But they didn't know that. They didn't understand your perspective. They didn't know, right? So you voicing what you need, you voicing how you need support while you're doing your life cleanup, while you're doing your work cleanup, your relationship cleanup, your home cleanup, voice what you need. You're not alone. And I do feel like when you voice what you need and how you advocate for yourself, you're going to be surprised at the feedback. I think you might be surprised at the feedback of, thank you for telling me I didn't know. Thank you for telling me I didn't think about that. Thank you for telling me I didn't realize this was something that we needed to discuss, right? So it's okay to ask for what you want, ask for what you need, advocate for yourself, especially when it comes to cleanup, because you don't have to do that cleanup alone. I do feel that you don't have to do it alone, okay? Beautiful. They're showing me flowers right now. Oh, they're showing me water lilies. I like that, water lilies. They're showing me water lilies right now, and so I'm wondering what they want to share about those. What do they want to share? They're doing a lot of water. And I would say if you pick this bunny group, water is your element right now. Drink more water, be in water, jump in a waterfall, go to the ocean, be in the ocean waves. Because they showed rain and now they're showing water lilies. So yeah, your element is water. Lots of water. And they're showing me how water lilies, how they bloom in water and how they are just so beautifully opening. They're just so beautifully opening. So I would love for you to look up water lilies. I would love for you to incorporate, what the water element in your life more. If the only water you have access to is your bathtub, take a hot bath. Yeah, they just keep showing me water and the water lily. What do they want to say about this water lily? Oh, this is really cool. This is diving in deep. All right, we're going to go really deep for a moment. We're going to go really deep for a moment. Where other people may thrive on solid ground and stability, you may not feel good like other people. You may need other types of support in your life to help you thrive. So where it might look like everyone else is thriving in a certain environment, you may not thrive in that environment. Where everyone else can be indoors typing away at their computer all day, they can get work done for 8 hours. That might be really hard for you. You might be someone who has to go sit in a greenhouse. You might be someone who has to take their laptop outside to get work done. So just know that if you feel like you're in an environment where for some reason you can't be as productive as everyone else around you, and you're like, I don't understand, why can't I work this way? What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. You need to change an environment. You thrive in a different environment than maybe the one that you're in. You thrive in a different environment than maybe the one that you're in. So what they're saying is take pause, take a look at your environment, take a look at what's not working for you in your environment. Do you need to change that environment so that you can be more productive? Do you need to leave that environment altogether and find an environment for yourself that you can be of service and be more productive? If you were to put something that grows in the ocean, right, or in a pond or in a waterfall, and you put it on land, it's gonna die. If you were to put something, you were to pick something off the earth that grows into the soil of the earth and throw it in the ocean, it will probably die, right? Because it can't survive. It's not acclimated, or it's not able to survive in two different environments, right? You put a polar bear in Florida, that's going to be really tough. That's a tough existence. So what they're saying is it's not you. It's not something you've done or something that you don't do, or I've been here for a year now and I really just don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing and I don't know what's wrong with me. You're in the wrong environment, or you learn differently. The way that you learn may be perceived as others as a disability, so they might call it a learning disability. But the way that you learn might be very much influenced by your environment and how you learn and how you are able to work. So they're saying, we might see this as what's wrong with us. Is this a disability? They don't want you to think that anything is hindering you except a change in your environment, a change in your scenery, a change in how you input and output information might be different than everyone else that you're around. So take a different look at these avenues. I do feel a strong sense that it's easy, that we can work around this. It's going to be an easy shift once you figure it out, once you get to the bottom of what you need. You are like the water lily. You're not able to just go and thrive the way other people go and thrive. And the quote that I am seeing is, I think it's Einstein. It's a quote you see all the time, and it's like, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, something. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you get the point. It would fail, right? Or I just wish I could remember the rest of that quote. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on about it, but it's that quote, that maybe you're being judged in an environment that doesn't work for you. Maybe you're being judged in a place that doesn't really work for you and what you need. And maybe you need to change that up and advocate for yourself. So other people might see this as a disability, or you might yourself go, sure, I have this learning disability, but you know what? I thrive in this kind of an environment. And that's the environment that I thrive in. And so when I'm in that environment or in that space, I don't see it as a disability. I see it as an advantage for me to be able to uniquely input and output information to be able to be of service. And so start thinking about that. Start thinking about how you might be a little different from people you're around, and that is okay. And to advocate and to figure out what you need so that you can be productive just like everybody else in that beautiful way and unique way that you can be productive. It might even look like maybe you need a different job. Maybe you need a different career that supports your uniqueness. Maybe you're not someone who can sit in a room and do work with other people. Maybe you're someone who needs a quiet space that's outside to do work. Figure this out for yourself, because once you find your groove, once you find what you need, it's going to be like the water lily. It's going to be like you're blooming and you're in your element. So that was really important for you. Anyway, that was so beautiful. Power group, that was this bunny group. That was amazing. So thank you so much. Feel free to leave a comment. Please subscribe and follow me if you don't already, but I'd love to hear from you and how this reading has helped you, supported you, or things that you felt really resonated with you. Thank you for sharing, and you have a beautiful day. Hi, Pink Owl Group. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if anything in this reading pulls at your heartstrings, or sends out to you, or affects you in any way. Any message in this reading that you feel you were supposed to hear. I'd love to hear from you. I love to read the comments on these videos. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, because every Wednesday I release a new reading. All right, let's get started. The first thing that came through for this owl group, they started showing me divine feminine, divine masculine energy. They started showing me yin and yang, or yin and yang energy. And basically they showed me divine feminine, yin, divine masculine, yang or yang. And they also started showing me how you're being called to balance the two. There might be things in your life that come up for you that you feel like you need more of that feminine touch to it, more of that slower, deeper touch, the gentleness to something in your life. Or something may come into your awareness where you're being called to use more of the masculine energy, more of that divine masculine, more about really pushing through and getting work done, and kind of using that masculine energy to really move forward with strength and really push forward. So they're saying different times in your life will call for a different part of you. You are a multifaceted being. You have so many different sides to yourself. They're calling you the chameleon. They're calling you someone who has a lot of colors, and depending on the situation you show up to, you show a certain color that fits that situation. But now they're asking you, do you show up to a situation and you need to activate more of your like yin, divine feminine energy, or do you show up to that situation and you need to activate more of that like divine masculine yang energy? What is it for you, right? Like, ask yourself before you move forward, what part of yourself would best be, what energy can you harness, what part of yourself would best be suited for the adventure, for the experience, for the journey, for the project. Because you control your reactions to your situations. Nobody else around you tells you how to feel or how to react to certain situations. What do I mean by that? I mean, say that you have an accident. Say that there is something that happens and you have an accident. Does that accident ask you to bring more divine masculine forward or divine feminine forward? Ask yourself that and see what feels right. I do see, for some reason, like children or someone coming to you with a problem situation, or someone coming to you with a situation where you are called to react to that situation. And in that moment, you ask yourself, before I let myself react, what energy, what color, what part of myself do I want to bring to the situation? What's going to help the end result of the situation be for the highest and be for the best? Do I force my way into the situation and just react with anger and raw emotion? Do I come to the situation and react in a way that I can slow down and take time to process this information and be able to, in that slowdown, be able to see the bigger picture? Or is it best for me to react with no emotion and say, I'm going to just think logically here about the actions, about the situation, the experience, and ignore my emotions and allow my logic to take over, to be able to kind of zoom out and to protect myself? We have thousands and thousands of ways that we can show up to experiences. That's one of the most beautiful things about being a human. We have thousands of ways just in here where we can show up to a situation and react, and how we react. And sometimes those triggers are triggers we don't even understand, triggers that come from when we were little and forgotten about. We've created that trigger. life and other people created that trigger within us so that when we are adults and those same scenarios that trigger us, that are similar to what we went through when we were tiny us, we react that way automatically without thinking because we're triggered. It's a conditioned way to react. And what they're saying right now is before we react to a situation that's serious, that's sensitive, ask yourself, why do I react that way? Why do I react with no emotion, just logic? Why do I react that way with only emotion and no logic? Why do I react that way and I can't talk and I choke up and I don't know what to say? Why do I react that way with anger and I'm forceful and I just push my agenda and my opinions without holding space for the other people involved? So it's beautiful. This is such a beautiful message here. I love this message so much because it is asking you to remind yourself to process, to take your time before you react, that it is okay. It is okay for situations to come into your life that trigger you, and to take your time to process that trigger, to take your time to ask yourself, well, do I want to react how I always react? Or is this an opportunity yet again? Is this another opportunity for me to react in a different way? Is this another opportunity for me to zoom out and see the bigger picture and to see the healing that can happen if I was to react in a different way? So every experience, every opportunity that's coming to you is asking you, how do you want to react to the situation? And it's telling you what triggers that you have inside of you that come forward, that is conditioned, that have you react in a certain way, and to take a look at that. I can give you a personal example. A lot of times in my relationships, when hard things come up, I don't say a word. If friends, family, if partners would go, we need to talk about this. Why did you do that? That really hurt me. Or why did you say that? That really hurt me. One, the things that I say or the things that I did that might have hurt other people were because of unresolved issues within me, pain that I hadn't dealt with that caused me to say or to do the things that I did that I needed to take a deeper look at. And the second part of this is when that situation was being addressed, I would shut down and not talk. And one of the ways I would cope with that is I used to write letters instead of being able to voice and to share and go, I don't know, I felt like this in this situation. I realized that's because I have a deeper trigger. I know that I have a deeper trigger. One, I couldn't talk about the deeper trigger because it was too painful of why I said or did what I did. And two, when that was addressed, I couldn't even share, I couldn't even voice what I was feeling or thinking because my throat was blocked and I had to write everything out. I couldn't verbally share. So basically, I'm sharing this story with you because these are all opportunities when you are asked to react to a situation, when you are being questioned about why you said what you said or did what you did, and people want to know your motives behind it, or people want to know the deeper you there about how you react. Those are triggers, and those are moments that you can heal. Those are moments that you can take a deeper look at what you need and take a deeper look and be patient. So you get to choose how you react. Every reaction shows how you've been triggered and what needs to be healed through that trigger. And also, I would just say, take your time. It's okay. When you hear bad news, when you hear news you don't like, when things come into your awareness that really shock you or push you in a direction you didn't want to be shocked or pushed into, when fear comes up for you, it is okay. No matter what anybody else is telling you, it is okay for you to take a moment to yourself, to go to a quiet space, to take a moment to yourself and to pause and to ask yourself, what do I feel? How am I feeling? How do I want to react versus what is a way that I can react that helps us all heal in the situation instead of adding to the negativity around the situation? You have that kind of a power. I hope that you know you have that kind of a power. No matter how many people are pushing you to make a decision or pushing you to react, you can take time to react. And it is okay. It is okay if you can't react, because there's this sense of with a throat that is blocked, If you feel like you're a deer in the headlights and you don't know what to say or how to react, that also shows a deeper space that needs to be healed. That also shows a space that goes when you are presented with hard things or trauma, you shut down. It is a coping mechanism. If I don't say anything at all, maybe I don't have to feel what I feel. If I don't say anything at all, maybe I don't have to add to the situation. But it's okay. Honor the pause, take a few deep breaths, check within, ask yourself what would be the best way to react to the situation, and then move forward knowing that you checked in with yourself. You checked in with yourself before you immediately felt pushed or pressured to make a decision or to react in a certain way based on the triggers you developed when you were tiny you, when you were little you. It's really important to your healing, and I love this message. I'm going to stop there. I think that's plenty for you to think about. Oh man, don't you just love these deeper? When I tuned into this owl, I knew they were going deep. I knew they were going deep with this group. But you're ready. You're ready to go deeper into your healing. You're ready to go deeper into your triggers, into your divine feminine and masculine, and using those divine aspects of yourself to be able to heal. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Please let me know how you like this reading, if anything registered with you, if anything really resonated. I'd love to know. And yeah, thank you for being here. Please subscribe. Every Wednesday I give a new reading, so I hope to see you there next week as well. Have a beautiful day. Thank you all for being here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for spending time here in the Akashic Records with me. I'm going to close the records now. I'd like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. The records on a close. Amen, amen, amen. Great. There's so much love for you. You have so much support. So much love. So much support. Always, 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 always. I'm wishing you the best days to come.